So myself, Rishabh, I'm the co-founder and CEO for Credgenics. We are into debt resolution management platforms. So we are working across the globe with the banks and the financial institutions in order to digitize their entire collections infra so that they can enable the lending faster. Yeah, so I think like the major problem of credit penetration is across the developing economies, whether it's India, Indonesia, Vietnam, or any other market, right? Like for example, even in Indonesia, 66% of the population is unbanked. Like they essentially are in need of credit, but they don't have access to. So to solve that, a lot of fintechs are focusing on deepening the credit penetration to give loans to people who require it. But I think the major problem which everyone faces is that they essentially are not sure how will they enable the collections, because lending is essentially a collections business only. It's easy to give out money, but taking it back with the interest is the major pain point which no one knows how to automate or digitize, because that's the only scalable way. So I think we focus a lot on how we can scale collections part of it, and how we can digitize the entire ecosystem, because as of now the penetration of internet across the globe is very high. Even in Indonesia, for example, out of I think 280 million population, 204 are internet subscribers. 204 million, which is 80% of the population, 85% of the population is using internet, have WhatsApp accounts, like 190 million has WhatsApp accounts. So it's a huge penetration of digital. Like when there is already a penetration of digital, we should leverage that to maybe increase the credit penetration and also to scale up collections for that matter. So I think that was a point of discussion, how we can digitize and scale collections so that all the lenders across the Indonesian markets can give out loans faster, and also have a comfort that they can give out loans so that the collections is not a problem. So accelerating the speed of financial inclusion, I would say. No, actually very intuitive. So here what we could gauge is that people do understand the need of digitizing the entire ecosystem when it comes to banking and financial services. I think we have been able to do that in a lot of other markets. In India, we are like working with almost 100 plus banks, all the major private banks, all the major NBFCs and multi-finance companies, all the state-owned banks. In Indonesia, while we, I think, were displaying the set of solutions or the platforms that are available for this market, I think the type of questions which people asked and the type of queries which are raised are very, very pointed, and actually it showcases the level of understanding the delegates have, right? And the pain point they're also trying to solve. So for example, I think while addressing one of the major pain points, there's a personalization in each and everything, right? In advertisement, marketing, every individual is being targeted in a very personalized approach. I think how the same approach can be followed in the banking sector in terms of making your messaging personalized, in terms of understanding your need and not bombarding you with messages or spams. How that even the messaging can be very personalized at your level, how collections can be personalized at your level. I think that was the type of questions which are being asked, which showcases the level of, I think, detailing everyone goes into. So it's a good interaction, lots to learn, and also could see a lot of new platforms here, which are also interesting, and we could also see a lot of new things happening from an innovation standpoint. Sure. So I think we have already expanded a lot in India. Like we are already there with 100 plus financial institutions, banks, multi-finance companies, and we could see that in terms of the payments ecosystem, in terms of financial services, India is leading the march. Like here in terms of UPI, etc. There's a lot of things technology-wise which have come in, and the same things are easily replicable across Southeast Asia. So after India, Indonesia was exactly the same market where we can see exactly the same problem statement and exactly the same potential to solve it. So for example, even in terms of the median age, it's almost 30 years in India and Indonesia, which essentially means that the younger population is on the higher side. And there in terms of banking, non-banking, it's exactly the same ratio. So Indonesia becomes the first immediate market where we want to expand aggressively. Here we have established a team. We have invested a lot. We have a now full-fledged office and team here. Like there's a 12-member team in Indonesia itself who has essentially started to work with the clients. We are working with now 4 or 5 multi-finance companies and in discussion with the banks here. So the response in the first 6 months itself has been amazing. And I think we want to deepen this and build this into as big as a market as India is.